Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda. Over a number of recent days, I have been making recordings about US presidents and the US political situation, always from a positive standpoint, showing how God used people in high office and God used their Christian faith, and how it was possible, even in that cutthroat world of politics, for people to keep a Christ-like spirit about them, even in the midst of the craziness of Washington. But the reason I've been doing that is because I have seen so much interaction on social media from Christians that has not been positive, that has not been upbuilding, that has not been good. You know, we are supposed to be different. We're supposed to be different from the world. We're not supposed to be people who slam our opponents as evil. We're not supposed to be people who question the salvation of those who hold different political viewpoints to ourselves. Now, you may have noticed that I have not been saying anything on social media to support one side or the other in the US election. Does that mean I'm not interested in politics? Not at all. I find politics intensely interesting. I find history intensely interesting. You know, I've sat up night after night watching election results coming in. I find it all fascinating. And personally, I do hold very definite political views, more to do with issues than to do with parties. I believe passionately in pro-life, in the protection of the child. I believe passionately in welcoming immigrants as a benefit to our society and as an act of Christian kindness. I believe passionately in racial justice. I believe passionately that leaders in politics should be people of dignity and civility and should treat one another with respect and should be truthful. And just in me saying I care for these things, you've probably realized already that there's not one political party that I could feel totally happy in. So I have not talked about my personal preferences in the US election or indeed in the Irish election that we had not so long ago. Sometimes I was tempted at things I saw people, even in the church that I pastor, things that I saw people saying and wanted to respond with a political post, but I have not done so. And the reason is this: because Jesus has called us as the church to be salt and light. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't hold political opinions. It doesn't mean that we vote, that we shouldn't vote. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't vote according to our consciences and our beliefs and the things that are important to us. But if politics makes us less of a Christian, if politics diminishes our witness, if politics makes it harder for us to reach all the people around us with the gospel of Jesus Christ, I would say politics is not worth that. We need to behave as the people of light, salt and light to the earth. And I want to encourage you, particularly those of you that maybe are a bit like me, or you like politics and you find it interesting and the intricacies of it and everything else. Don't let that get in the way of the most important thing of all, which is knowing Jesus, loving Jesus, and sharing Jesus. And if politics causes us to treat somebody else with disrespect or disdain, then it's probably time to take a step away from the political field. I pray that God will enable us to keep walking in His light and His love, no matter what happens round about us. May God help us to do that today, to keep Jesus as the first thing in our lives. And join us again tomorrow for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda.